Because trust in doctors and hospitals has plummeted. Northeastern University's research reflects a staggering drop in trust between 2020 and now, going from just over 70% to 40%. Dr. Marty Makary, a surgeon at Johns Hopkins and author of the book Blind Spots: When Medicine Gets It Wrong, he explores how these trust issues and medical misconceptions are impacting our health. Dr. Makary will participate in a Senate roundtable today with RFK Jr. about the chronic disease epidemic. Dr. Makary joins me now. Doctor, good morning to you. Thank you for hopping on. Just first, this precipitous, drop in trust over the past 4 years. Obviously, the pandemic playing a big role there, I imagine. But as a doctor yourself, that must take the wind out of your sails to see those numbers.
It does, Markie, and it's difficult to watch that decline. That's a real decline. That was a 30-point decline. Trust in doctors and hospitals went from 70% down to 40%. I need patients to trust me when they come into the hospital. I think a part of this decline is a feeling in the general public that they've been lied to by public health officials about the importance of keeping schools closed for a year and 9 months in many parts of the country during the pandemic. The importance of wearing a cloth mask for a toddler for nearly 3 years, that there would be no developmental delays or learning loss from the school closings, and ignoring natural immunity and vaccine boosters in young, healthy people. So a lot of people feel that they've been lied to.
And so how does the system go about building that trust back for us?
Look, I think from my experience as a doctor, if you're honest and transparent, you are forthcoming and apologize when you get something wrong, people can be very forgiving. But we've to date not heard any apologies from any one of the policymakers for those policies.
In your book, I wanted to delve into this. I think is going to be fascinating. You discuss how modern medicine often misses the root causes of disease. In your eyes, what do you believe the biggest lie that modern medicine has sold us is?
The food pyramid. Even last year, the NIH did a study revising it and putting out what they call the food compass. It told us that Lucky Charms cereal was healthier than a steak. We've had a corrupted... Yeah, I mean, people look at this and they see the role of the food industry and academics who have missed the mark. And so that's one of the biggest ones, how to prevent peanut allergies. They said for 15 years in the medical establishment, up until recently, that kids should avoid peanut butter in the first 3 years of life. We now know it's important to give them early exposure in infancy to a little bit of peanut butter to prevent peanut allergies. In fact, the modern day peanut allergy epidemic was ignited by this dogma in the United States by the medical establishment. They don't have peanut allergies in Africa. And cancer prevention, and I think one of the biggest topics that I talk about in the book is hormone replacement therapy for postmenopausal women. That has a tremendous amount of health benefits, but sadly it's been demonized as a carcinogen because of a doctor who said 22 years ago it causes breast cancer when the data never supported that claim.
Wow. Yeah, there's going to be some bombshells for people in your book, to read some of these things for the first time. Lastly, just a few seconds left. As I mentioned off the top, you're participating in this Senate roundtable today alongside RFK Jr. What do you hope comes from that?
Well, we have a chronic disease epidemic. All diseases are going up. In my field of pancreatic cancer, rates have doubled in the last 20 years, and half of our nation's children are obese or overweight. It's 3 to 5% in Japan. What's going on here? We have to talk about our poison food supply, ultra-processed foods and seed oils, chemical additives, and pesticides. Gut health is central to overall health. And when we change that bacterial lining, change the microbiome with things like ultra-processed foods and pests, then pesticides, if they kill pests, what do you think they're doing to the lining of the gut? We are changing overall health, and new research is showing that gut health is central to so many different aspects of overall health.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Marty Makary, thank you so much for joining me, and congratulations on your book, Blind Spots. Really appreciate your time. Yeah, keep us posted after today. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.